So Cathedral Trail, see Cathedral Grove on a short loop walk that takes you through the forest of giant trees. The largest are 800 years old, but most sprouted when a fire opened the forest about 300 years ago. So here we go. Oh, and we already have a missing dog. If you've seen Jay, he's a Jindo mix, get him back. Don't chase him. Okay, so this is the first warning, leave park on windy days. And yes, it is very windy today, so there you go, guys. Oh, I was gonna set up my other camera too at the same time. Protecting the forest and protecting visitors. Please do not smoke. Wind warning. Okay, so I got my other camera going. I'll just record with that. Yeah, giant feather sticks everywhere. Ferns are very lush in here. But I'll go find one of the big ones. These aren't really big ones yet. Well, I'm just recording myself going live. You can see way up at the top of that one that they've topped it. They've cut the top off. So somebody's climbed up there and cut the top off for safety, I assume. Maybe the top was rotten. Up this way maybe. I haven't been in here in years. This is sort of a tourist area, so I don't usually come in here. There's a nice big scar. It's kind of nice that the sun came out. Oh yeah. Oh, this is just a little viewing platform. Talks about leave nature undisturbed. From the largest living thing to the smallest organism, each species contributes to the health and character of this living forest. Whatever impacts individual plants or animals may also affect the complex interrelationship existing between them all. It is therefore important to protect these sensitive ecosystems so nature can take its course. Walking along or between fallen logs greatly disrupts the life cycle of the plants, mosses, lichens, and fungi attempting to grow. These places also act as nurseries for tender young shrubs and seedlings. Careless exploration can destroy such sensitive growing areas while affecting the establishment of plant and animal communities. By staying on the trail, visitors can help minimize human impact and lessen nature damage. So that's what the sign said. And it talks about forest succession. I won't read that one, it's kind of boring. But hopefully, oh yeah, there's the wind. Impact of natural forces. Talks about the wind damage that happened in 1997, and it was actually New Year's Day in 1997, and a huge storm came through and blew over quite a few trees, so it really left an impact in here. Hundreds of trees were down. The road, so that over there where I just came from is Highway 4, and that's the only highway into our community, into the west coast of Vancouver Island. So if that road gets closed, it leaves everybody sort of stranded. And that was a couple of days that we couldn't get through. So of course all fuel and any kind of supplies or anything couldn't get through either. That's a nice sized one. These are Douglas Fir trees. In case anybody's wondering, Douglas Fir is a common species here in British Columbia. Whereas this little one here is like a curly maple or broadleaf maple. It is really windy in here. It probably shouldn't be in here, but anything for It's all for the gram, right? There's some of the storm damage I was talking about. As you can see, the trees, they just break right off. We're looking for more spoonwood. No, this is a provincial park. I wouldn't harvest anything out of here. So I just stopped in. I have some friends in the UK who were interested in Cathedral Grove. And I said, well, geez, that's right outside my town. So I was heading to go do some Christmas shopping this morning, and I thought I'd just stop in and shoot a quick video. Oh man, I'm gonna get my feet wet. Oh, I got my brand new shoes on too. Oh man, hope you guys appreciate this. Ooh. Well, I did it. Okay, there we go. All right, there's a good size one. Ooh, that wind is just howling. Okay, I'll make sure I take that route on the way out. Oh, I forgot to turn the rock steady on my camera again. There we go. Yeah, like I said, I don't usually come in here. It's restoration in progress. It's kind of a tourist area. These are large trees. They are not the largest trees we have in this area, but they're a pretty good sample. You can see there's a big, it's called a school marm. That's the top of that, right up in there, where the tree splits into two. So it's kind of cool because where it splits, it's about probably a 4-foot diameter on the one side and probably a 2-foot diameter on the other. And then sitting right beside it is this beautiful mossy maple tree. Over here I can see we got some more cedars. The red cedars are nice. That's a big red cedar. Another fir. Oh, you want to talk about cool burls? There's some spoonwood. Look at that sucker. It's just a stump, I think, that healed right over. Same as this one too. That's pretty neat. Let's see what's across this bridge. Ooh, that wind is just whistling today. We're in the middle of an excuse me. We're in the middle of an atmospheric river, according to the weather network. And yesterday, I think we had around 200 millimeters of rain. So this is the result of that. I don't think this is normally flooded like this. So, but I mean, it's obviously flooded often enough that they had to build a bridge over it. Sorry, I just muted myself for a second there. I had to sneeze. So I'll give you an example of size comparison in a second here. Let me find a big one. This one's not too big. Oh wow, that one was swinging huge. A lot of movement in that. That's a lot of movement in a tree. That probably weighs 50,000 pounds. There's a real big one back there. I can't get to it though. It's off the trail. More puddles. That's a good sized one. Oh, and here's the flood. I'm not going to be able to go much further than this, unfortunately, because that is what's called Cameron River. So the atmospheric river is obviously hitting the ground, making it a ground river now. Normally that little creek or river or whatever you want to call it is probably about 20 feet wide. It's definitely not up this high. So this is why you have to be careful in the wind. If that was to hit you from up there, I don't think you'd have a very good day after that. Some kind of fungus growing on the end of this. It's kind of cool. Okay, let's see if we can get some of the bigger ones here. Like I said, I don't really come in here very often because I've kind of been here, I've seen it, but it is nice. And you know, if you've watched any of my videos, you know that I love old growth. I know spots where I can go into the old growth and play. That's not in a park, so that's what I usually would do, but this is okay. Like I said, you can't really build a shelter or have a fire in here or harvest any, you know, mushrooms or even wood for that matter, because it is a provincial park. Just logs stacked up on top of logs. It is currently raining Nova Scotia growing. It was, like I said, we're in the middle of our second atmospheric river in a week, so it's definitely flooding. My basement was full of water this morning. My foundation has a leak in it, so I was up early with the shop vacuuming up water. But yeah, so I won't make this too long because I should get back home and make sure my basement's not flooding. But yeah. So here's a size comparison. Like, it's pretty big, eh? Yeah. And that's not even a big one. I mean, that one right there is, I would say, from that side to that side, probably 5-6 feet. You know, meter and a half. That one's a little bit bigger. As is this one. It's pretty good. These trees, I said earlier, are probably between 700 and 800 years old. 600, 700, 800 years old. It did say that there was a big fire in 300 years ago or something. So this is just talking about the thick bark and how it protects the tree from fire and insects. And look for the black fire scars that are evidence of a forest fire that swept through this area around 350 years ago. So it's starting to get dark in here. I'll take you over to the other side of the highway. I know there's some bigger cedars over there. They're pretty cool. Geez, it's just really dark in here all of a sudden. Well, here's a good sized one. This is a big one right here. That is a big tree. That is probably close to 10 feet in diameter. Oh, it's got to be more than 10 feet in diameter, actually. Can't even fit it all in one frame. That's a monster. Big dinosaurs. Let's see what it says. Oh, this is the big tree. This is the one that's 76 meters tall. The largest tree in the park is this giant Douglas Fir. It is over 800 years old, 76 meters tall, and 9 meters around. It was 300 years old when Christopher Columbus came to North America in 1492. Douglas Fir is one of Canada's oldest living tree species and can live up to 1,000 years old. So that's the big tree right there. Yeah. Okay, let's carry on. Here's a good, now I gotta put my hood on. The rain started again. I'm trying to avoid this mud. See, that's quite a large stump there. And I almost can guarantee you that if you started peeling off that rotten wood, you would have beautiful, absolutely beautiful fat wood all the way around inside that tree. it would be impressive how much fat wood you could probably get off that. Here's another good sized one. I'll just give you a little comparison to how it looks, you know, size wise. Can't really see, I guess, I don't know. You can see some nice big burrows on the side of that one too. Okay, it's gonna get noisy for a second. I'm gonna go across the highway, and since it's raining, everything's really noisy. Across the highway and take you over to some of the, closer towards the lake. Yeah, there'll be more cedars in that area. Oh, this trail comes down here. Maybe we'll go down here. Actually, I know where this goes. Let's go back this way, through another puddle. Ooh, how do I get around this? The fancy footwork. Did it. There's a good sized one. And we're back to where we started. Hello. Hey. Couple of nice people. Probably completely oblivious to the risks they're putting themselves in, being in a windstorm. Yeah, rental car, probably tourists. Nice car, eh? I think I saw an Ewok. Yeah, you might. Okay, here we go. This is a nice little boardwalk trail through here. And you can see it's pretty thin up in front of me, and that's one of the areas that really got hit by the windstorm a few years ago. And now that all the logs are covered in moss, because it was a while ago, but when this was first happened, this was quite an impressive mess. Some cool fungus. Nice red cedar. Some of these red cedars are pretty good size too. That one's a good, I don't know, 10, 12 feet at the base. Some more big red cedars out there. It's a little sign talking about the pileated woodpecker. Oh yeah, it's raining. Here's some good ones. See, I don't know if you can see the top of that tree. Yeah, you might not be able to see. Anyways, they cut them into like a crown style for some reason. I'm not sure. It's like, I think it's so it's not totally flat at the top, and I don't know, the birds can make nests or something easier in there. It's kind of interesting. Yeah, it's really raining now. Think you could light a fire in this stuff? This talks about root rot. Cathedral Grove, like all forests, is susceptible to disease. Yellow root rot, the most important disease affecting Douglas Fir, infects the butt and roots of both living and dead trees. Spores are not important in spreading this disease. Instead, once a tree is infected, fungal threads spread among the bark surface and in the wood. Healthy trees are infected when their roots come in contact with diseased roots. The fungus can survive in stumps and other woody material for up to a century. So that explains why that guy fell down, I guess. Oh yeah, Esquimalt, the southern tip of Vancouver Island. So where I am is about halfway up the island, maybe not quite halfway, up being north. Yeah. Really dark in there. The camera makes it look light, but it isn't that light. It's actually quite dark. That's a nice size one. Ooh. They've really done some work in here. This walkway wasn't here last time I was in here, so it's quite nice to walk on this. Keeps my feet dry. And another red cedar. So there's a perfect spot to acquire some tinder from under the bark skin if you needed to. That's a good tinder source for us out here. You usually be able to get something dry off a cedar tree. The fir bark is not flammable whatsoever. In fact, it will not burn pretty much. Ooh, that's kind of a cool view. That's the very end, looking out on the end of the lake. You can see the clouds are kind of rolling in. And thankfully, there's a cell tower right at the top of that hill right there. Can't see it, but that is how we're bringing you this live stream from here. So that's kind of cool. Run, he says. Yeah. Oh, that's a nice piece of spoonwood right there. Always looking, oh, so here's some more flooding. Just localized. Maybe this was a creek at one time, because it's kind of seems to be, this is slippery. In this stump right here, you can see there's some notches taken out of it. What those are, those would have been for springboard notches. So back in the early logging days, when they were using hand saws and axes to cut down trees, they would put these notches in, and then they would put what's called a springboard in there. So they'd wedge a board in there so they could stand up to the part of the tree that didn't have the butt flare. You can see it's quite a large flare. So rather than cutting through, 6 feet of wood, they would put the planks up higher, and then they'd only have to cut through 2 or 3 feet, and it would make the job much quicker. They didn't want that flare butt. The grain just isn't very nice on it. It's beautiful for furniture, for spoons, not so great for lumber, which is what they were probably after. Yeah, I'm wondering if this is just the end of the lake I'm seeing down here, because I've never seen water up this high. Well, I haven't been here for a while, but I don't think water could, oh yeah, this is the river right up here. Yeah. So that's that's a pretty big piece of carbon right there. I don't know, I would say if you walked around that, I bet you that's 40 feet. Just this one tree. Yeah, circumference wise anyways. Yeah, okay, here's a nice little viewing area. That is the estuary out of the lake. There's actually a species of trout in this lake. It's unique to this lake, and it's kind of cool. I've caught one once when I was younger. I don't know if you can see the rain being blown across the lake there. That's kind of cool. But yeah, there's species of trout in here, and it's a brown trout, I think, but it's unique to, diverse and unique to this watershed. Yeah. That's a nice size cedar, red cedar. We have a few different species of cedar out here. Ooh, that's a cool shot. See if I can get that. Oh yeah, right there. So this stump's just splayed wide open. It's kind of cool. Yeah, so everybody in the chat, thanks for watching. Specifically, this video was made under the request from Sticks Outdoor Bushcraft and Life's a Hobby. So it's good that you guys are connecting. That's the beauty of this community, is everybody's kind of into the same thing, and it doesn't really seem to matter what continent we're on. We all sort of can appreciate the same sort of, especially natural beauty like this. I hope my filming isn't too bad. There's really heavy drops here, and I didn't bring an umbrella. There's a potential shelter spot. I mean, you could climb inside that tree and you'd definitely be out of the elements. Oh, can I get that end of the lake here? Yeah, it's hard to see. Peace out. Go smoke a J. All right, have a good one, Nova Scotia. We will see you again soon, I'm sure. I'm just about done here anyways. I think I'm just to the end, about to the end of the trail. Another big cedar. This is where some of the larger red cedars are, is closer to the water here. They're just like big sponges. They like to soak it up. Yeah, ooh, move my finger out of there. This boardwalk is awesome. I didn't realize it went this far in. You're gonna smell like a wet Jason? Yeah, maybe. I'm gonna go home and wrap Christmas presents before my wife gets home. She does all the other shopping. The only person I really have to shop for is her, so everything else she does. So I got that under the... Oh wow, man, it's too bad. I bet you can't see it, but you can see the wind blowing the rain from left to right through the trees. Yeah, that's cool. And another stump with a notch, springboard notch. Little viewing area here. It's cool, you can see right into the stump. That's a good sized one there. A new handbag. I got my wife new blinds for our living room windows, kitchen windows, bathroom window, spare bedroom window, all the windows in our lower floor. I just went and bought all the blinds for them because I didn't know what to buy her. We don't like to buy useless things, so this way I know that's something that she would never buy for herself, so hopefully she doesn't watch this stream and hear what I just said. Maybe I shouldn't have said that. Again, see, like you'd be able to get dry timber out of any of those little seams or cracks in the tree there. Anything not exposed to the weather. Yeah. So I think I'm just about coming to the end of this, and I can hear the highway getting louder. There's the river again. It's not a very large park. I don't know how many hectares or acres it is. It's not that large. It's kind of cool how there's like a separate tree growing up the side of it, except it's not attached to at the ground. See some strange things. Definitely glad I brought my raincoat. That's where the Ewoks live. You can see the massive holes that when these trees fall down, they just leave these massive holes. And it's kind of neat because sometimes you find rocks under there that, you know, haven't been exposed to the sun for thousands of years, or 100 or 1,000 years at least. This is really cool, and more springboard cuts. And you can see there's a healthy little hemlock tree growing right on top of it. Well, here we can go down the stairs and check this out. Cool. So you can see a closer look at the springboard cut. That would have been cut with an axe, probably, you know, the turn of the century, I would assume. Maybe further back, who knows. So we'll have a look at the river. Oh, you could probably walk right across it. I'm not going to. I don't have my cork boots. If I had my spike boots, I'd walk right across that one, but wouldn't want to fall in there right now. All right. Looks like the ooh, 33 minutes, cool. There's a big shelf plate fungus inside that tree up there. It's kind of cool. These are split, what do they call these? Split rail fences. So these are, these are probably all, excuse me, these are probably all cut from wood that fell in the park here, I would think. Another shelter spot, possibly. Might be a little wet in that one. I'm getting wet. I see fat wood right on that log right there. Same as that. Whenever you see these pieces of fir stump and they have these spires coming up like this, the piece that's left, that is typically, all the other wood is rotted away, all the pitch laden wood is left behind. You can probably almost see the pitch pouring out the side there a little bit. Guaranteed that's got fat wood in it. That one, no, because that's a piece of cedar, but the fir stumps, yes, they'll definitely have fat wood in them. What's going on here? One-way traffic. Am I going the right way? Velvet top fungus, a butt rot is the cause of the punky wood in the base of the tree. I didn't know that. I didn't know it was called butt rot. I thought that was like the butt of the tree was rotting. But the fungus itself is apparently actually called that. Sorry, Alex, I can barely read the chat. I don't want to push any buttons in my stream accidentally, but I'm almost to the end anyway, so appreciate you guys checking it out. I'm definitely wet. Here we go, Western Red Cedar. The large western red cedars along this trail have become a monument to the past. Very few of these ancient stands have been protected. Known to live for 1,000 years, these magnificent trees appeared on the coast in large numbers about 5,000 years ago. It is thought that the Pacific coastal peoples achieved many of their cultural advances in conjunction with the increasing abundances of cedar. In recognition of its importance, western red cedar has been named our provincial tree. I didn't know that was our provincial tree. And we are back to the highway, the noisy highway. Thanks, Nova. Scotian. I am not sure what those mushrooms are. I'd say that's a maple tree by the looks of it, or maybe it's a hemlock. I can't tell. I think it's a hemlock. More fatwood. Tell by the spiky top. There's a dead one, a snag. You can see all the bark falling off it. I'm surprised they haven't taken that one down for safety reasons. This park gets a lot of visitors in the summer, like millions, I think. All right, that's the end of the stream. Thanks for watching. I'm going to get in my car and go home. So I hope you enjoyed that. It is a wet one out here, so got off lucky, I think, with the wind. Yeah, it was definitely wet. I gotta take my coat off here before I get in my car. Oh. Wow, yeah. Nothing like getting in a car when it's raining. Okay, I'm gonna shut this off. How do I do that? You guys have a good day, and I'll talk to you soon. Thanks for watching. And I should stop streaming. Okay.